All right, welcome back to Legacy and Grit, the podcast where business meets bold moves. We dive into entrepreneurship, marketing, networking, and real life lessons from the trenches. I'm Nelson Pizarro, your IBC practitioner, where I help you take control of your money and create your own banking system. Meet our co-host, Gabe Matthews. Did we do that one?
Oh, you did.
Are you going to put that one on there? He doesn't want to say that. Okay,
Start over.
Cut that one piece out. All right, here we go. So I just say,
You want me to do the intro?
welcome.
You want me to do it?
Sure, go ahead and do it. And then we see which one's better.
Welcome. Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to Legacy and Grit, the podcast where business meets bold moves. We dive into regular things from entrepreneurship, marketing, networking, real life lessons from our home, life, personal businesses. I'm Gabe Matthews, your co-host to Nelson Pizarro. I run a company called Christian Brothers Emergency Building Services where we help people in their emergency disaster needs, water, fire, mold damages. Nelson, give it away. What do you do?
I'm Banking for Legacy, where I help families take control of their own money by building banking systems. So make sure you follow us, like us, and just share our podcast. All right, so today's topic is going to be what works and doesn't work. And it's mainly for morning meetings.
Yep.
You just had one today. I have one almost every quarter with the coffee side, the wine bar. The Banking for Legacy, it's just me, so I just look at myself when I talk to myself every meeting, so it's pretty easy. But let's start off with you. What give me some good information on how to set the tone, be productive in the day, what is a waste of time, what isn't a waste of time. So break down your experience and what you're seeing that's working for you.
Meeting wise, like we have a once a month, what we call like all hands meeting or an all staff meeting. So everyone comes in. We do that in like our training room. And then daily through the week, sometimes even twice a day, we have different department meetings.
Okay.
So there's
And what's a department meeting? What do
the
you
emergency service
Got
department,
it.
the contents department, the coordinating department, accounting, managers, production.
Mm-hmm.
So all those are broken up into different meetings.
Okay.
One of the things that we've really, really tried, and we read this book, it was called Death by Meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, could that meeting have just been settled with an email? or in a meeting, you know, one of the things that we really, really, really try to do is, are you having a meeting about something that's really just an individual problem, but you're too scared or you have a hard time confronting people? Mm-hmm. So you want to have this whole meeting and address this solution when really my problem is just with employee, number B, mm-hmm. or you're just with that guy or that girl. But we don't want to address that with them. So we have a meeting about it and we generalize it. We talk to the whole group about it. Mm-hmm. So we've been working through different structures and styles of meetings for, the past 20 some years, right?
Really?
Even back when I was just with my dad, when it was just me, my dad, Victor, Patty, and I think one other guy, Cameron, mm-hmm. we would have weekly meetings. But the hardest part is they were always different. Mm-hmm. There was no structure. There was a little bit of structure and a little bit of format, mm-hmm. but they didn't start on time. They didn't end on time. And therefore people just got unengaged.
Yeah, I can see that. I start noticing when I do meetings, sometimes I don't. The reason why I don't like doing meetings all the time is because if the staff isn't performing the way they should be, they shouldn't even be in a meeting. They should be out of the company. They should already know what to do. If you come and do this role for our side, making coffees, yep. espressos, lattes, if they can't do that at a certain amount of time and with a smile on their face and helping customers, then we don't need to have a meeting of how what's going on with this.
Well, that should be an individual meeting. I think a lot of times, like I was saying, those meetings, your production meetings, mm-hmm. your weeklies, your monthlies.
Yep.
Those are to go over.
So you do it weekly and monthly,
Yes.
and you think that's beneficial for?
Oh, we do it weekly, we do it monthly, we do it quarterly, and we do it yearly.
And so at my end, I do it quarterly.
Yep.
Maybe because we're more of we just get customers coming in, right? So more of a turnover, or actually regular customers come in, not a turnover. They come in once a morning, or they come in the evening time to get a glass of wine, whatever it is. And I don't really need to go through too much of a meeting.
You think you don't?
I think I don't, but I did do a marketing segment for our team, and I just said, "Hey team, we're gonna see how many people like us on Yelp and Google. If you get them to say your name on the review, then the person that has the most name calling or call outs, they get a reward." So it's gonna happen to end this quarter, which I'm gonna start. The meeting is actually next week, and I'm gonna bring everybody in, which is only 6 of us to 8 of us, and I'm gonna give a prize, but it's more of how can we sell more.
Yeah.
That's what my meeting is more focused in. Are we giving the best customer service? And if we are, how can we add that extra little tip of, oh, you enjoyed this bottle of wine, thank you very much. Would you like to add another bottle of wine? Would you add to like something to go to get that extra sell, or a latte to go? So that's what my meetings are mainly focused on.
So your meetings are coaching. You're using your meetings as a coaching
Okay, that's
moment.
a better way. So it's not really a meeting, I'm coaching.
Yes. So what is the purpose? So to me, I've struggled with this for a long time, is trying to figure out what is the purpose of having a meeting?
Yep.
What is the purpose? Having a meeting is to, 1, check on your team, you know, 2, relay information back and forth to your team, determine who's going to take care of that task, and then redoing the tasks so everyone's in unity on what's going on, whether they agree with it or not. My problem was when we were having the meetings every other week or once a month, there's too much time in between. So I know there were people who say, well, like, I don't have time to meet once a week. I would say you're wasting your time if you're not meeting once a week. You don't have to have an hour and a half meeting once a week. If you're a smaller company, your meeting could be 30 minutes.
Yep.
If you're a larger company, I still think you definitely should not have a meeting over an hour and a half. People just get unengaged. But if you're constantly coaching, and here we go, you're a soccer coach. Why don't you just meet with your team once a month? Just play on Saturday.
That's true.
Meet once a month. No, you meet with them. I don't know how often you guys practice. Multiple times a week.
3 times, yeah.
3 times a week. So you're and then at your practice, do you talk with the kids before practice and after? Yep. You're having a pre-meeting, a practice, and then a post-meeting. And then you have a game, and then you analyze that as well.
Correct.
Right? And that's for fun. That's for, I mean,
Well,
you make money out of it because you're a coach,
yeah,
but the kids are doing it to have fun. Why do we think when we become adults that we should stop having meetings? It's because we don't want to waste our time.
Well, one of the questions I had here was being productive. And I think most meetings, the people that are running them have never had that experience of overseeing or coached and run a smooth meeting.
Yeah.
Because when I've been in meetings or I hear about people doing meetings, they always say the same thing. It's boring. They just go in circles.
Yep.
And you're like, you could have just ended this right away. If you have a question, write it down. We'll talk about it next time. Or I can personally address it. It's not for the whole staff.
So
and
that's
then
where
it opens up a big can of worms from there, right?
Well, so that's where you need to have structure.
Yep.
One of the things I was telling you earlier, what we had a hard time with is we have 7 different meetings that go on a week, and I'm not in all those meetings. I'm only in a couple. But then let's say I'm only in 2 of those meetings. Mm-hmm. Well, the other 5 meetings, the people wanted to run them how they wanted to run them. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't, and it's not that it wasn't effective, but it wasn't consistent, and it didn't have the structure that I set forth. So yeah, some people were like, well, he runs his meeting different than me, and I run my meeting different than her, and why does she get to do that? It's just consistency to me across the board is the best thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
And like you said, so what's the most productive morning meeting structure you've experienced? Well, the first thing is how's your team showing up? Are they showing up prepared for the meeting?
On time.
Are they unprepared? The meeting needs to start on time. Whether someone's late or not, you start the meeting without them. But we start all of our meetings with, how's your weekend? Or how was your week? Tell me about your week. What's something positive that you did fun this week? Personal. I do not want to talk about work. Everyone goes around the room. Just a quick snippet. 15 to 30 seconds. It starts engaging. People are laughing. Maybe someone didn't have a good week and they're like, dude, I didn't really have a good week at all. Like I didn't. It's just a stressful week. Well, we know that person is going through something. So we can show that person care, maybe a little compassion. Yeah. And then not, oh man, maybe they're in a mood today. Right? So having that, start a meeting, but man, don't just like dive into work right away. Ask someone like how their life is. And then they start to engage. Everyone wants to share about the cool thing they did this weekend. Or mix it up. Hey, tell me a cool restaurant you went to this month. Hey, tell me what's something cool you did with your wife and kids. That way they're getting excited. And then you're starting a meeting on a positive note, right?
Yep.
So to me, that's a good way to start a meeting is start it with something that's not work related, something that's fun, exciting, and energetic.
Yeah, and that's usually how I started at the coffee shop, or even with coaching, with the banking business or the banking for legacy business. I usually meet with most of my customers, or at least communicate with them once a quarter.
Yeah.
And a lot of time, I don't talk about money. I just say, how's it been going? And that's your little short bit meetings that you're talking about. But at least I'm engaging with them, and you never know. They might have an amazing day or amazing quarter, or they might have had really a hard time that they just needed to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's easier to listen to. But yes, I agree with that one. I agree with how to structure meetings in a way that it isn't just business. And you can see what's going on, and truly, because there could be complications that you didn't know, and it affect that whole month, or affect the 6 months from now.
I love that quote, and I don't know who said it, but it's people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. It's like, do you truly care about the people? Do I truly care that Micah had a great epic weekend, or that Harley was able to go do some cool pool family barbecue, or that Cindy's in Cabo right now? Yeah, I want to hear about her trip. I want others to hear about her trip too. I want us all to be happy for her together as a team.
Yeah.
So starting that off really to me just sets the atmosphere of that meeting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what about red flags? Because I already gave you one that.
Hold on, let me get my phone real quick.
Oh.
Someone's texting me.
That's one red flag.
I heard it. Dude, biggest red flag of all. Sorry. This thing should be off on the ground, out of sight, out of mind. You know what's stupid is a stinking iWatch.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't really matter. I can't stand a meeting and I see someone going like this.
Have you
Just
been
looking down at their watch.
Have you had anybody with Ray-Bans?
With the what?
Ray-Bans?
Oh, the glasses?
Yeah, the Meta Ray-Bans?
No, we don't make that much money yet.
Okay, so when you make that much money
Oakleys?
next year,
Yeah. It reads your text messages.
Yes,
across
it comes through it. So
Yeah.
they're looking at you, and you kind of see them, like their eyes go really quick back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm just like looking behind me to see if like something's behind me or a bug or something.
Yeah.
But it's really that they are focusing, but they aren't focusing on you. And it's not a meeting. It's just like, hey, I'm just talking to somebody, and all of a sudden they're like,
Well, it's disrespectful.
yeah, they're just like lost interest of you. So I'm like, why do I need to talk to you?
If you came here to talk to me, and I keep looking down at my phone, and I keep looking down at my phone, or my computer's open, even if it's a one-on-one meeting, I try my hardest on a one-on-one meeting, turn my computer off, or at least close my email, because then all of a sudden, bling, or
Yeah,
it pops up, and I'm trying to give you undivided attention while I'm looking to the side at my computer. So to me, man, death by meeting, having your cell phone out, and then body language.
That's a killer. Yeah,
Like you have someone in the group, their arms are crossed, they're staring at the ceiling, and it's like the whole room sees that person either doesn't care about you, doesn't like the topic, their head's in a different place. We call them out on it. Yeah. If I see someone and they're, excuse me, is that necessary? If it's that necessary to answer your phone, get up, step outside, take the phone call, don't interrupt us, come back in. Don't interrupt the whole group. Hey, I need to take this phone call. Well, of course you do. You just interrupted the whole group.
Correct.
Just get out. You're an adult. Get out and take the phone call if you absolutely have to. But really making sure that you're doing that. But man, you call someone out once or twice. Oh, hold on. Nelson, let's stop and let's wait for that guy to answer that phone call. That's more important than the meeting that I'm running.
Yeah.
Trust me, they don't do it again.
Yeah, I bet.
Right.
Yeah, the one that I will notice would be if we did have a quarterly meeting for you guys, the monthly or weekly, and that employee asked the same question but reworded it. So that meant that it's either I didn't explain it right or they weren't paying attention the first time, as in, we're gonna always do this process when we check out customers or when we clean up, the work after work, that we gotta make sure everything's picked up. And then all of a sudden they come back and they say the same thing. And I'm just like, you were at the meeting and you asked me that same question. We gave you different ideas. And then finally I just said, this is how it's gonna be. And now you're re-asking the question in a different way.
Because they want a different answer.
Because they want me to just accept, and meetings, it is for everybody, but also there has to be like the pecking order. And it's going to be everybody can't get it the way they want it. And I think when we open up, that's a big red flag, that when you open it up to everybody to give their opinion, you're going to get 100 opinions when there's only 10 people there.
And you can have opinions.
Which is fine, but that's one red flag, because the meeting should be purposeful. And you should already predict what certain people are saying or what answers are going to come to you.
Yeah.
And when you start learning, you start reading people and understanding what you're going to give them, everything is, we do this often, so many times.
Well, you want the people in that meeting to be engaged. Mm-hmm. You want them to give insight. You want them to give feedback. But you also got to drive for closure. You got to have that one person that's running that meeting drive closure. But you got to be careful. And I know I find myself doing this, is you got to be careful, because sometimes you drive for closure too fast. You don't allow healthy conflict. Mm-hmm. Sometimes in those meetings, it's good to have conflict. It happens in the room and it stays in the room. And then you, the meeting organizer, can either, you can kind of help moderate that, and dig it out. Like, what are you really trying to say? Or, hey, this is what I heard you say, Nelson. I heard you say this. And they're like, well, no, that's not what I was saying. Okay, let me repeat it. Because it's like the great husband and wife model, right? Your wife tells you, hey, Nelson, we're going out to dinner tonight. And then you're like, what are we cooking? Mm-hmm. You're not hearing what she's laying down. Correct. She's saying, I'm not cooking. You're taking me out to dinner, right? But for some reason, we're just not hearing what's going on. Mm-hmm. But making sure we're not shutting that down, because we don't want our teammates to never say anything, thinking like, wow, I'm always going to get shut down.
Yeah.
But having that closure and making sure that you're doing it in a respectful manner.
Yeah, and that's perfect, because the engagement part and the next part is making sure we're seeing that it's happening with the meeting. Because if you're doing the meeting once a week and you're saying the same thing to that person or within the meeting, your meeting isn't working.
No.
The meeting is to get things accomplished and make sure that we stay on top of each other, but also encouragement, right? Because when you do something so many times, you get numb to it and you lose some of the emotion of what you did before.
But that's where your agenda comes in play.
That's when you jump into.
If you have your agenda and you have discussion time, you maybe go over numbers and metrics, you go over goals. Hey, let's just retap on our goals real quick. Here's what we were supposed to work on last week. Mm-hmm. Let's hold each other accountable. Hey, Nelson, you were tasked with doing this, this, and this. How'd that go? Hey, I didn't quite get to that one, but I finished the other one. And you share with the group that you got that done. You're holding people accountable. You're creating engagement because you're asking the people what they did. But that's not the time for them. And then if they have something they want to go over, what happens is you're going to share.
Perfect time.
You're going to share with me what you do. Yeah. But I say, okay, hey, that we're not there yet. Let's write that down at the bottom, because there's going to be a discussion time at the bottom for stuff that we need to work on, areas of concern, problems, things like that. But let's not get into that yet. Let's have a problem section at the bottom. So again, follow that structure of the meeting that you've organized, and making sure that, we have a big screen TV, so I can put that meeting up on the TV and everyone sees the order we're going in.
Yeah.
Also, if they know that they have something to go over and they see their item on the docket, like on the screen, well, they know their item's not going to get missed. So they don't feel like they got to jump in and interrupt somebody.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so did you say you had a book, or did you read a book that you were
That
taught,
helped us
or,
with meetings?
Or do you go to a class, a seminar?
Yes, we read.
Because you love doing seminars. You love the new
I love going to
flashy
classes,
coaches.
and I brought something.
Yeah, the new flashy next coach, and
So-
you just try different things, which I love it, because that's part of the podcast, is to introduce people of there's no wrong way to do things.
You know,
But-
the wrong thing to do is nothing.
Is nothing.
The wrong thing to do is nothing.
But the best thing to do is pick from different areas that you like,
Yep.
and you start molding it into your own business.
Yeah, I read this book called Traction by Gino Wickman, and he talks about the EOS entrepreneurial system.
Okay.
And I went to a class on how to do this, and this talks specifically about how to run a structured meeting.
And how was their meeting structured? Was it just like what they said, or did they change it up?
No, because they were more coaching us how.
Okay.
But it's funny. And then I was just at a Boys and Girls Club retreat, and there was a speaker. One of the seminars they were doing, like there was little 1 hour seminars that you can go learn about other stuff.
Yeah, check out something.
Yeah,
new.
one of the seminars was an EOS certified
Oh,
coach.
really? The same, or
Yeah, there's coaches all over the United States.
he took that program to become a coach.
Yeah,
with
this
this company. with
This was the national conference.
Okay.
So the whole nation. It was kind of nice. We just had it here in San Diego, so
So it was an
we
easy
didn't have
trip?
to travel.
Yeah,
I went
easy.
down there for the day. It was 3 days.
Was it downtown?
Yep.
Okay.
And we.
How many people?
Oh, dude, thousands.
That many people?
Thousands. Yeah.
And who was going there? Teachers, business owners,
Board members,
board members? Okay. This is for Boys and Girls.
Boys and Girls Club.
Got it.
I'm on the board with
Yeah.
the Boys and Girls Club.
So this is just random professions that are
I
coming
mean, it was
together.
mainly the CEO and like the admin and the operations of that Boys and Girls Club from every state across the United States. But I also got invited from my club that I help as just to be an attendee as a board member. So I went and sat into this because I'm going to this meeting and I'm thinking, well, heck, man, I'm going to see if I'm doing this right, or is there any tips or tricks that I can
Anything
that I
new
can learn?
any updates?
Because we've only been doing this for about a year, running this. No, maybe 2 years now. Running this style
Who
of meeting.
recommended you this person? Or you just found them? Or
Howard Partridge with phenomenal. He's carpet cleaning.
Oh, yeah, that's
carpet
right.
cleaning
In
guy.
Texas? Or
Back
Tennessee?
back in Texas.
In Texas.
It's called Clean as a Whistle. He one of his work associates, Santi, went through this with us, and I just really loved how he went through that meeting. He had a precise meeting. He had an agenda. We had topics, and it was on a piece of paper. And he sent it to me, and I got the book. I read the book. I reached out to
Got it.
people.
And then you went to a seminar with,
Tried to learn
and
this.
now you went to another one that
I'm not
happened to
certified.
have-
I'm not a certified coach.
No, but you happened to go to another one for the Boys and Girls Club.
Listen to it again.
Listen to it, okay.
And then they were able to tell me, or not tell me, I just kind of got reconfirmed on a few things. And I actually went back to my team, told them that I sat in on this, and we even made a couple more adjustments to try to fine tune our meeting even
nice.
more.
Are these meetings for weekly, quarterly, monthly, or is it for everything?
Anything, yeah.
Okay.
We do ours weekly.
Okay.
So we run that same structure every week, and just try to have consistency with that meeting,
Okay.
you know.
Oh, nice.
But I like it. Again, it's not the one-stop shop. Every company's different, but it's a pretty darn good model. It allows open discussion. It allows topics to be addressed. You touch on your goals for the quarter or for the month. It definitely holds people accountable, and then it allows for discussion, debate, maybe a little bit of arguing, knowing that we're going to leave that room with closure, and someone who runs that meeting is going to drive for closure, making sure we're ending on time, and then you rate the meeting at the end too. That way people know, like, man, was it a good meeting? And I've had some meetings that were rated pretty bad. And then you can talk with the people after, hey, how come the meeting wasn't rated? And they can give you feedback, honest and open feedback, to help you make your meeting better. I think that's a big thing too. You go to a meeting And one thing that, like you asked, what kills meetings? Side conversations.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'm in a meeting, and let's say I have my,
But what is it if the side conversation is about the topic and they move too fast?
well, the other people are in the meeting to learn. So you have let's just take your business. You have all your people in that meeting. I'm saying you have, how many people are sitting in your coffee shop meeting, coffee and white meeting? 5, 10?
Yeah, 10.
10 people.
Yeah.
And someone wants to talk to you about the register. They're having an issue with the register. There's more people having an issue with the register than you think. They're just the only ones bold enough to say it. So when you say, you know what, Debbie, I'm gonna have a side conversation with you after this meeting to re-go over the register. Well, the other guy, he really wanted to learn about the register. He's just too embarrassed to say anything.
Yeah.
So the fact that you took that conversation out of that meeting, you know, don't have that conversation. Don't have a disciplinary conversation. Certain things need to be a side
Separate,
meeting. But
just-
most meetings, you want to go over that stuff in front of everyone because you want them all to learn as well. And then they can chime in too. So you're going over something with the register and you're talking about the register. Open it up for feedback. Hey guys, and what I'm saying to whoever, who's at the register?
Yeah. Tammy.
Is what I'm saying to Tammy make sense?
To Kim,
Or am I so far off topic that I'm not, again, your business and my business are a little different. I could be talking about something and they're like, hey Gabe, we actually, no one here does that.
Yeah.
No one here does that. Remember we made a change 6 months ago? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
They're holding me accountable. All right, let's shut this down. Or I can say, well, I still would like to talk about this. Awesome. Put it down at the bottom on the idea section, and we can go over it later.
Well, I liked how you broke down how you guys are doing your meetings. For mine in the coffee shop and wine bar, we do that similar. Like we try to make a joke, like a game, in the first 5 minutes. Like, hey, do this, guess this number of corks, or something just fun. Then I'll go, and we'll have food too. They'll have a glass of wine as well, or a latte, whatever. But we make it as comfortable as possible, that it doesn't feel like a meeting. It's more like a get together, like friendships. And then I'll go into, hey, this is kind of the focus time. We got to make sure everybody's focused. This is the agenda. This is what we're looking to do. And then if there was a challenge like that, oh, my chair's going smaller.
You got the broken chair.
I got the broken. I gotta go talk to the maintenance guy. You probably put on your meeting for next week. Maintenance broken chair, and then we'll go into. I always try to ask a question to everybody if there's a big conflict. Is there something that, like you said, that one person is okay to talk about, the other one is a little nervous to ask, and when that happens, I will just repeat the question that they ask. For example, a perfect example, Nelson, what do we do when a customer comes in here that wants to go to the bathroom? And most of the time you're just like, did they buy anything? It's like, no, they came from the other store and they don't let them use the bathroom over there. So they're coming to us. And they're causing us a little more challenges because they're coming to our place. We don't know who they are, but they want to use the restroom. And we really don't want to say no to them because they possibly could be a customer. But the customer that's asking has kids. Well, they don't drink coffee or wine. So they're definitely not a customer, but the family. So I'm just saying that's conversations that's easier to talk to, but I always make sure there's a limit behind it because you can spend hours.
That's where you have to drive for
in
closure.
the circle, yes, in the circle. And then from there, we go on to the next part. But somebody has, I always put a timer, and I try not to be rude, and I'm trying to tell everybody, it's not that I don't want you to talk, but sometimes we just veer off.
No, you talk in circles.
Yes, we go.
Someone has an idea. They start to talk about the idea. And then you, the meeting organizer, needs to say, first of all, one, is it changeable?
Yep.
Are you going to do anything about it?
Right now.
If you, the owner, say, I'm not going to do anything about it, then why are we talking about it?
Correct.
But if you're open to possibly putting a sign out there on the street and says,
Which actually that was one that we're going to do.
public restrooms welcome, right? We
Oh,
welcome
not that
you.
part, but another.
We welcome you to use our restroom. and maybe make it funny. We welcome you to use our restroom. It also helps when you buy something.
Yeah.
So you're the only restaurant on that strip that's going to let people use the restroom. You're definitely going to get business. But that's if you want that. If you don't talk about it. Too many times people just talk around in a whirlwind, and then you guys talk about it for 15, 20 minutes.
Nothing gets done.
And then I'm like, guys, whoa. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah. What was the first question? You forget what we were talking about.
Yeah. So that's that's key. Just making sure you drive for closure.
Yeah, and that's basically what I was bringing up because it's a tough one. But just wrapping things up, meetings, no, I don't like them, but yes, I see them helpful.
I love them.
And some people love the structure behind it, and they just love the whole aspect of controlling
Yeah.
and having a good flow. I won't call these meetings, but they are. I always talk to our tasting room manager, Kim, once a week on her days that she comes back. So she's usually off on Monday and Tuesdays. And then Wednesday, I'll call her and see how everything's going.
Yep.
That's a meeting. But I would just call it a conversation.
Do you have that meeting at the same time on
Yes.
the same day? If it's in the schedule, it's a meeting.
It's between, sometimes because of the school schedule and for one of her kids, but between 8 to 10, we always have a meeting during that time.
Yeah.
And the same exact topics. How did it go? How are you doing? What can I help you with? What do you think we need to grow? How are the ladies doing? Or the staff doing? And anything, oh, this happened with the property manager. Do you think you can send a text to him? Sure, we can take care of that.
Yeah.
But we're trying not to create the fires. We're trying to
That's why
not have any fires.
That's why you have it on a weekly basis.
But I don't call it meetings.
Well, whatever you want to
But
do.
it is a meeting.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, so whatever makes me, that's what makes me happy. So because like we were just saying, we just don't want to go in circles.
Yeah.
And I just sometimes it's like, if you don't know what you're doing, come on, people, don't hire that person. You should know if they're.
Nelson,
Yeah.
if everyone knew what they were doing, they would go open their own coffee shop. So you need people that don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what.
That's your job.
I don't know either how to do it, but we're making it work.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, we're making it work. So.
One of your last questions on here was, can you share a meeting moment that sparked a major challenge or a breakthrough in your business? Off-site meetings. We used to do like what we call our quarterlies or our yearlies. We would do it. We have a conference room, right? We have a meeting room. I can have 50 people in our meeting room. I can hold 16 people in the conference room, and we would have the meetings here. It's too distracting. You need to get off-site. You need to have your quarterly and your yearly off-site. You don't need to go spend a bunch of money. You don't need to go. You can go borrow someone else's business room, change with a friend. Have your friend come to my business and I go to your business.
Maybe we should do that. You come to the coffee shop.
Right, but you could.
That's a good idea.
You need to get away.
We're going to make it work.
Yeah, you need to get away and get out of your comfort zone and get out of your element. Find a spot that you can have lunch, that you can break bread together. You can have a good 2 to 4 hour meeting, on the quarterly and the yearly. So once we started doing that, I really feel that
The productivity, did it get
made
higher?
our meetings better. Yes, we got to decisions faster. And then again, when we're having the meeting here at work, people know we're here. Yeah. They're knocking on the door. We see a car drive into the parking lot.
Somebody gets
I
up
got a
and
vendor showing up. My wife's showing up to do something. It's like, you got to get away. Yep. Get away, cell phones off. So doing that, it also just creates a bond with your team, and it shows your team. I mean, it's if you have the money to get them a sandwich or get them breakfast or take them out to a dinner, you're showing your team care, like you actually care about them. Yeah. Food goes a long way. So
I think that's, as owners, I don't think we should look at that as an expense.
Everything's an expense.
Yeah, but most people think that it's
an investment.
An expense,
it's an investment.
An expense is something that you won't get back from it.
Yeah.
Yes, you put it towards it, but you're like, oh man, I got to pay again for this.
Yeah.
But when you do it for your staff, it changes the way the staff feels.
Yeah.
And then also you got to be careful that they don't become accustomed to it either.
Yes.
Because then they're going to say, well, we got lobster last time. Why we got French fries?
Oh, well, maybe we didn't have that great of a quarter.
Yeah.
So
you
you're
guys did a
right.
bad job. That's why we're doing a meeting right now.
This job, we're going to the lunchbox and we're getting sandwiches, and the
That's
next
it.
meeting, we're going downtown.
Yeah,
You never
and
know.
you change it up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just wrapping things up. I think it was good to have this meeting together, podcast meeting. I hope that helps with anybody listening to it. We're here to help with whatever anybody has questions with, and just business in general and marketing. That's why we're doing these podcasts for Legacy and Grit. It's something that we feel like it should help the San Diego County and beyond, but we're focusing on this area.
Yep.
And hopefully this knowledge can be passed down, and then that next entrepreneur or just staff members like, oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
What the owners are doing, and maybe I can incorporate the Traction. Is that the name of the book?
Yeah, Traction was the name of the book. And that meeting, that the meeting is called a Level 10.
Okay.
So I'm sure if you Google Level 10 Traction meeting, you can get the format on that.
And that's perfect because now
It's easy. It's a small one-page thing, and it's a reoccurring document. And then my only real takeaway too, my biggest takeaway is have the meeting regardless if you're there or not. So if it's a meeting with 4 people and someone's absent, oh, let's not have the meeting. Or they do it, oh, Gabe's not here, we probably should. No.
yeah, I usually do it either way.
You need to have the
If
meeting
if
regardless.
The staff can't make it or they can. You have to make it work.
If the owner's there or the owner's not there.
It's
you need to
consistent.
you need to have the meeting. So consistency and format. Pick a format that suits you. Always be willing to change that format. Maybe change it every 6 months or learn from it, critique it. And just have the meetings. Just do it.
Yeah,
Right.
I can see the benefits from it. So, all
Awesome.
right. Thanks, Gabe.
Thank you.
Next
Gr-
time.
It was a great meeting.
Great meeting. There you go. All right. Want to do one more? Do I have time?